Hi everyone, it's Melissa over here at Big Top. I wanted to stop by and just get a message out to all of you guys. This is for you guys, our exhibitors, and our what I call vendor family, because I truly do think of you guys as a vendor family. Your success is my success. So I'm going to go through some of the things from the show last week from Big Top at Conroe Heritage Park. I'm going to try to answer all the questions that I think you may have. And so I will start off with, if you have sent an email the week of the market or last week, I have received it. I've been trying to go through emails and things that I can just quickly respond to, do that so that you're not waiting too long. If you had specific questions about refunds or things like that, I'm going to get into some of those details on this video. And I will be reaching out to you guys individually one by one. I have a little list here of what I want to go over, and I don't want to get ahead of myself. So I do want to start off by saying thank you. Thank you to everyone who came out to show and who came out to sell. The one worst thing that could happen to me as the market promoter and getting you guys in line to sell and getting shoppers out there to sell, one really bad thing that could happen is we have a bunch of vendors and we have no shoppers. And I do my damnedest to make sure that doesn't happen. But something that could happen that's even worse is that we have a bunch of shoppers and we have no vendors. We have nobody to sell, because we do so much in marketing and advertising to make sure that we have shoppers for you. And that starts months and weeks in advance of the market. So it's very hard to pull back all of that marketing because there's no way to contact tens of thousands of shoppers and let them know, hey, the show canceled, or hey, the date changed. It's not humanly possible. So everyone who showed up and showed out, I just want to give you a huge, huge thank you. I have a few people, and I know there's so many stories just the same, but these are a few that came to mind that I want to give a quick shout out to. So Mr. Nasser over at Giro Connection, he has the concession stand on that was on the main street. And, he really brought up my spirits because I was out there with my team, and I'm going to get to my team here in a minute too. We were out there in the snow, in the sleet, getting everything set up for exhibitors and getting everything set up for shoppers. And it was cold and it was miserable, to be honest. And he was the first exhibitor who showed up on Thursday morning to drop his trailer. And he looked at me and he said, Melissa, if it were anyone else, I wouldn't be here. But because it's you and I believe in you, I'm here to show. And it really meant the world to me. So thank you, Nasser. It gave me the spirits that I needed to get on with the day. Pamela K Designs. I know we've had so many conversations in the past about the relationship between the promoter and the exhibitor. I know that it's a family-owned business. Their son is full-time in the business, and this is how he makes his living, is getting their products prepared and selling them at the market. And also I know that mom is, retiring from her normal career to do her business full-time. And, when you guys give me these small comments about, thank you so much for not canceling, like we are depending on the income that we have planned to come to this market, it really means the world to me. Laredo Designs, just one. I mean, I know Stone Creations of Texas is another one. And I know there were multiple people who had the same story. No electricity all week, no water all week, pipes busted, ceilings came down. And one of her son's bedrooms is completely trashed because the ceiling didn't just get wet. The ceiling completely collapsed. And they were there. They brought the show and they were there to sell. So I'm glad that we had such a successful show that you guys were able to make money, because I know that's going to be important when you're redoing your home. But I also appreciate it so much that you guys came out, and like you said, there was nothing I could do until Monday and I just had to get out of the house. The silver strawberry, also someone, they were the very first ones there on Thursday. We were still getting the big top tent literally erected. We were getting it set up, let alone marking booth spaces. And they were holding in the wings for several hours waiting for us so they could get set up. So I know there's so many other stories out there from you guys and the exhibitors and all of your personal lives that were happening. I just want to let you know that I heard all of them, and I just truly do appreciate you showing up to sell. So that brings me to my next point, which are the statistics of the markets. So how we run our advertising campaign is two parts. And not to get too sidetracked, but I know I spoke with a few of you in person at the market. Some things that I want to start doing with you guys is more business training. I come from corporate America. I've been a marketing director. I've been a marketing director for restoration. I've done storm chasing. I cut my teeth in the beginning days of my career in cosmetics. One of my jobs, it used to be called business development manager. And basically my job was just to figure out ways for the company to make money. So I didn't have a team under me. I reported directly to the owner. And basically she would say, how can we increase revenue and profits? And I would say, we can do text message marketing. We can do beauty school projects. We can do this, that, and the other. And my job was to put the whole campaign together and serve it up on a silver platter. So it's something I truly enjoy doing. I love my job as marketing. And I get so much feedback from you guys, and every kind word that you say to me, my brain's like a sponge. It gets indexed, and I truly do remember every single kind word you guys say. But I'm not a promoter who just puts on a market, puts out some Facebook ads and says, hope for the best. If the vendors sell, they sell. If they don't, they don't. I don't sleep at night the few days before the market because I am so worried, like, did this campaign, did it work? For those of you who have been with me for a long time, I'm talking back in our Marriott days, back at the Klein Multipurpose Center days. If you went to Plano with me, in Old Town Spring, you know that it's been a learning curve over the last 7 years. But I truly feel like we have a marketing campaign dialed in and dialed down to where we know we're going to have at least 10,000 shoppers at the market. And that's my goal right now, is 10 to 15,000 shoppers to come out to the market. But that's just the beginning. I want us to have 20,000, 50,000, 100,000 shoppers coming out to these. So this is my full-time business. And it's also David, my husband's full-time business. I mean, if you get just 20 minutes to pick his brain, he is a wealth of information, and pretty much all of the good ideas that you see us implementing probably came from him. He comes from the military. He's had his own security company, and he's come from commercial restoration, which is where we met. And he manages teams like it's nobody's business. I mean, he's had 300 or 400 people on a team that he's managed, storm chasing, taking down, casinos, hospitals, skyscrapers. Just when they're destroyed by a hurricane, he's the one that makes them look like nothing ever happened. And I couldn't tell you more great things about him. But this is his full-time business too. So we take our job very serious, and our success is your success. Our success is when you register as a vendor for one of our markets, but that's only one time. If you're not successful at the market, if you don't have shoppers and you don't make money, then you're not going to come back and do another market with us. So we want to make sure that every single market is great, and we want to take it to excellent. We want to keep pushing the boundaries. I have a phone call coming in, but I'm going to put them on hold. So when we run a advertising campaign, we mostly do it through digital mediums. And that's great because we can track our metrics. We can see how many people are engaging with our ads, how many comments we get, how many shares we get. And I track that on a daily basis for about 3 months leading up to a market. And so I knew that Conroe was going to be good. And I knew that we had a lot of shoppers who wanted to come out to the market. And not just those 3 months before, but I'm telling you, during the snowstorm, that's all the feedback we were getting from the shoppers is, we can't wait to get out of the house. even people who lost their power, even people whose pipes cracked and their house was coming down on their head, they said, we want to get out of this house and we want to do something fun. So I knew that we were going to have a successful market. And that's why we couldn't really honestly stop the freight train to one, even get on, even answer emails, honestly, because it was all hands on deck. We normally do our setup, our production setup is 3 days. And then we have vendor setup for 2 days. And then we have a show for 2 days. And then we have our post-production breakdown. So it's about a 10-day course to put on one of the big top vintage market shopping festivals. So this is really the first day that I've had to sit down and start going through emails and whatnot. I want to talk about no-shows. So you may recognize the envelopes. These are the vendor packets that you receive when you come in. That has all your setup instructions and also has all of your registration packets for the next show. These are all of the vendors who no-showed. So when I say I have a lot of emails, I have a lot of emails. Now, it is not sustainable as a business model. We would go bankrupt and we wouldn't be able to do markets anymore if we gave everyone a full refund. It's not possible. It's not going to happen. Now, with that being said, please do not start emailing me. I am going through each individual email and I will be making a plan for each person on what I can do. It's not going to be a refund though. It might be a partial credit to where you have some credit moving forward, but you have to understand that markets have a lot of sunk cost. And what are sunk cost? Sunk cost are, it's not, hold on, I just need to text this person. Sorry, I actually have a meeting scheduled for right now, but I wanted to get this over to you guys. So let me just let them know. I don't even know how I can email them. All right, I'll text her. Hopefully she got it. There are a lot of sunk cost. For example, the advertising. The advertising budget has been well spent before we even get to the market. We spend, like, in the big scheme of things, I'd say probably 25% of the marketing budget is actually spent like the week of the market. Our utilities, like our security, our cops, our portable toilets, our tent, dumpsters, all of that is prepaid. If we cancel the show or we move the show, we have to eat that cost. Even if we can like get a credit because we're going to change the day, it's not that easy because venues book up. The venue we were at, Heritage Place Park, you know, I was working every angle for whatever happened. We didn't know what was going to happen. And just to move the date alone, we were looking at least 6 to 8 weeks because that venue was already booked up for the next 6 to 8 weeks. So I want, you know, to just put it out there and let you guys know kind of what our boat looks like is it's not easy to change a date for us. It's almost nearly impossible. And there are a lot of costs associated that you don't really see in putting together an event like this that, you know, someone has to pay them. And at the end of the day, that's me. But if you've been with me a long time, you know that I always take care of my exhibitors. I always pull out a rabbit out of the hat and try to go above and beyond for you guys, to the point that David even tells me I make bad business choices because how far I'm willing to go to make sure you guys are successful. So please bear with me. I will get to you. It's not going to be a full refund. It's not going to be a full credit forward. It's just not possible. Again, we would go bankrupt doing that. But I am going to work with each of you one-on-one to try to get a solution that works for your business and that works for mine. Now, team members. Oh my goodness, guys. So again, if you were with me back at the Pennant Expo days, back at the Marriott, you know that this was pretty much a one-man show. And we have put together such an amazing team. And I just want to thank all of them. And they all feel comfortable when I give them praise and thank them. They say I'm just doing my job. But those are the kind of people I like to work with that coming to work and getting it done. Is I'm just doing my job. So I've already talked about David. He runs the operation side. He makes sure everything is where it's supposed to be when it's supposed to be. Then we have Mr. Ed, which I'm sure a lot of you guys know him. He's also been a vendor, is a vendor. I won't go into all the details, but I couldn't do the show without him. He makes sure that the day of, the grounds are kept up, that we are emptying the trash cans, that we had water issues of our own. The city turned the water off, they turned the water on, they turned the water off. Electricity, we had an outlet out at the park that broke, and we had a live wire, which that's not safe for anybody. We don't want a little kid walking by and getting electrocuted. So making sure that City Works got out there to fix that. Just pretty much he's the right hand of the operation whenever we're on site to make sure that your experience is pleasant, my experience is pleasant, and the shopper's experience is pleasant. And he's also a retired firefighter and retired cop, police officer, and he is a certified first aid trainer. So he's also my on-site medic, which you wouldn't believe. I mean, we've had through all the shows over the years, we've had shoppers pass out, we've had heat stroke, we've had vendors slip and fall and cut themselves. I mean, it's just, there's always something. So he's my right-hand man when it comes to first aid. His wife, Tracy, she is like so much back end support for me. She's our asset manager. So she makes sure that all of our tools and equipment, our banners, our signs, just basically everything that, again, David and I as business owners, we have to pay for every single little thing that's needed out there. And she makes sure that it's taken care of and that we leave with it. I mean, the first set of radios, like walkie-talkie radios that I ever bought was on Amazon. I think it was $29 for 2 of them. And that's what I used to use. The ones we have now are like legitimate and they cost several $100s each. And we have a couple dozen of them that we need to run the market. So she's amazing. You probably met Valerie if you went to the point of sale to register for future markets. That is our office manager, and she makes sure that everything is organized and on tip-top shape. I'm like a freight train, guys. When I come rolling down the tracks, it's like collateral damage all behind me, but you need a freight train to get things moving, and you need a freight train to make things like this successful. And Valerie is right there to support me and make sure that the paperwork is on point. All of these vendor setup packets that I showed you, they have to be put together by hand. She takes care of that. She does our check-ins. She makes sure that our orders are processed correctly so that when you register for a booth and you show up, that booth is ready for you. I just couldn't do it without anybody on the team, to be honest. Mr. Walker, he is our logistics manager and basically another right-hand man in operations. He make sure that the site is ready when Ed arrives so that it's ready to rock and roll. He helps me a lot in scoping new venues and putting together floor plans. I know we've received so many comments from you guys in the past how you love our maps and they're so easy to read and they look so professional. And he's one of the main reasons that gets done. And then we have Bob. I'm sure you guys know that's my dad. He's been there since the very first day. I mean, hauling trash, hands on deck, whatever needs to be done. And I just, love having him out there. I love having him interacting with all of you guys. I know you guys already have tight bonds with my dad, Bob, and just, it means the world to me when he's out there. And my mom, you might know her as a shopper, but I have 6 kids between David and I. Now, 2 of them are grown and out of the house. And then we have 4 under the age of 7, including a newborn baby. So mom helps me to make sure that when I go to work on those show days, I'm not worried about my kids. I'm not worried about the babysitter. She is full hands on deck and I really couldn't do it without her. So those are my big thank yous for our team. And then I just wanted to quickly go over some of the upcoming markets and then I'm going to sign off. So just kind of going back to what happens behind the scenes that you guys don't necessarily see is, venues have issues just like everybody else. So we have Kingwood Country Club coming up Thursday, March 11th. Thank you all. It is a sold out market. So we have 71 vendors booked in. It's an indoor outdoor market. Now, Kingwood called me and said, we had busted pipes and the space that you wanted to use flooded out. So David and I ran over there and it's fine. They did pull the carpet. They have temporary carpet coming in. The walls are aerated. The venue is fine. So the club agrees and I agree that we're moving forward with the market. No changes at this time. So that is scheduled for Thursday, March 11th. Market hours are 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. and we have vendors set up the day before. If you're registered as a vendor for that market, you will be receiving your vendor setup details this week with exact move-in times. And then we have March 27th and March 28th in Waco, Texas. Again, if you're a vendor registered for that market, you will be getting vendor setup details this week. We did have to move venues. All the details will be in that email, and I will be updating social media and advertising today. They have a COVID scare. Our original Brazos Park East venue, they're not comfortable with hosting us because of COVID. So we had to, again, go to Waco last week. We left in the morning, went and looked at venues. We signed a contract. We came back home all in the same day. So the new venue is the Extraco Event Center. It's like Extra Co Event Center. So I'll be sending all the details out to you guys on that one. March 27th and 28th, we do have booths available outdoor and I believe a couple in the big top tent. So if you're wanting to get registered for that, it's online. Then Thursday, April 22nd, we have Hearthstone Country Club. That is in the Cypress area. We have a few, like I think less than 5 outdoor booths available. And then May 8th and 9th at George Ranch, Richmond. Guys, that's going to be a good show. It's Mother's Day weekend. Our angle for advertising is finally something to do with mom. You know how it is. You go out to eat at a restaurant and then everyone goes their separate ways and you didn't really get to spend any quality time together. Or everybody goes to mom's house and leaves her with a bunch of dishes and she has to clean. So already the buzz we're seeing on our advertising that's out there, people are excited. They want to come out and they like the Mother's Day weekend angle. So at that market, we have a little bit of everything open. We have outdoor, we have big top tent booths available, a few of them though, it's almost sold out. And that venue actually has what's called a lodge. So it's right in the middle of the whole market. It's an indoor building. It has AC and electricity and the whole works. So there's a few indoor spaces available if you want to do that. That's May 8th and 9th at George Ranch. And then if you go to bigtopvintage.com and you scroll down about halfway through the page, we do have our fall schedule out there. So just quickly, we'll be at Hearthstone Country Club in October. We'll be back in Richmond in November. We'll be back in Conroe in November. We have a new venue, Austin County Fair. It's actually in Belleville. It's not in Austin. And that is a Friday and a Saturday market. So Black Friday and Small Business Saturday. We're hoping to get American Express involved on the marketing side. And that's like a big small town, very similar to Conroe as far as look and feel. If someone lives in Katy, Texas, it's actually closer for them to go to Belleville than to go to Conroe by about 45 minutes. So it's half the distance. It's about 20 minutes from Sealy, Texas, 20 minutes from College Station. So I think we're going to be able to pull a lot of different people from a lot of different markets to come out to Belleville. So I would, if you're thinking about it, but you're not sure, I would say, let's do this thing because you know I'm going to do it upright. And then December 7th at the Woodlands Country Club. Oh, I forgot to mention that one. We have April 6th at the Woodlands Country Club. And I'm not sure if that's sold out. Let me take a look real quick. All right, so April 6th at the Woodlands Country Club. It's an indoor-outdoor venue. Indoor is completely sold out. Outdoor, it looks like we have 4 outdoor spaces available. You will be on concrete and you will be right at the entrance. So like if you come into the club, there's a big parking lot and then the club is kind of set further back on the property. There's a circle driveway in front of the club and that goes directly into the ballroom that we are using. The outdoor vendors will be there in the circle driveway concrete area. So right when you walk in, you can't miss you guys. It's going to be awesome. And we did a market at the Woodlands Country Club in December of last year, 2020, and it was amazing. I mean, all of the vendors did so well. And we had outdoor vendors in the grass and it was cold and rainy. They still did well. So I think bringing them to the front of the market on concrete is going to even be off the charts. So a couple spaces outdoor, a couple spaces outdoor right now for April. And then for December 7th, indoor is completely sold out and I have about a dozen outdoor spaces. So I know some of you guys tell me, well, I can just do show to show. I can't book, so far in advance. If there's one that you want to book in advance, it's the Woodlands Country Club because it will sell out. And, what is it? Don't buy now, cry. I don't know. There's something about a buy now, cry now. But anyway, you can find all that on the website. Well, that's all my notes. I just want to get this video out there so that you guys can see it. You guys can hear from me and kind of get a status update. Like I said, today is Monday. Give me till Friday. I'm going to be working one by one. All of you no shows. I'm talking to you. Give me some time. I'm working on it and, be reaching out to you one by one. So don't send any more emails if you have already sent one because you just get essentially pushed back to the end of the line. You're in line right now based on when you sent your email. So I'll be reaching out. I appreciate all of you guys. We couldn't do it without you. We have a blast. We love what we do. We want to take it bigger, better than ever. And like I said in the beginning, your success is our success. So I'll be signing off now. Let me know if you need anything. Happy selling, guys. Have a great day.